Let me sit down here. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliott Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about 5 things that I do not think at all whatsoever you should put up with when it comes to men, okay? And if I'm looking down over here, it's because I have some notes. I wanted to kind of dive deep on a couple of them because there's some traps I feel a lot of women fall for. So I just wanted to give a little insight on that. Now, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below along with the bell notification. And if you want to get my course, Attraction Academy, where you can hook a man, trust me, I'm getting a lot of good feedback from this. Link is down in the description, okay? So I'm going to dive into number 1. And number 1, I would say, is don't fall for the excuse that a man says, something about him wanting to buy time, right? Oh, just give me a little more time. Right now it's not the right time. Just give me a little bit. Not now, but in the future. All that kind of shit. Do not fall for that. 2 reasons why, okay? There's what I call an offensive approach to dating and a defensive approach to dating. The offensive approach is where the person comes on to you. They want to take you off the market because they're interested and things like that. The defensive approach is more of, okay, I'm going to take her now because if I don't take her, someone else will, okay? You're making the man make a choice, basically. There's urgency. There's a threat there. And I feel that a lot of the times when a woman says, okay, I'll give you a little more time, okay, and what she does, because she justifies the guy, because she likes him, she's emotionally based, making decisions based on emotions, and she's not being rational with it. What she doesn't understand is that her time is value, right? There's a lot of value in time. And when a guy says something like that, 2 things are happening. 1, he's buying time. And 2, here's the tricky one. What a lot of people don't realize is your value, in his eyes at least, depending on what he wants, which we're not sure yet, it diminishes with time. You know, so things just run their course. You know, if he says, buy me time, and so for 2 more months, he's getting all these benefits. Guess what? It's not going to be sunshine and rainbows like it was in the beginning. It's going to run its course. He's going to hit it. He's going to hit it constantly. You guys are going to talk. The context is going to build. The context is going to change. And then the guy's basically signing a thing, like a future proofing, saying, okay, yeah, 2 months we'll get together. And that's not the case. He has no idea what's going to happen in 2 months, okay? When he buys time. But he says that, and a lot of women fall for it, and that's a form of what I call negotiation in Attraction Academy, my course. Women fall for it constantly. So you have to understand that your time is valuable. When a guy says something like that, say, hey, you know what? I understand you need a lot of time. Seems like things are a little hectic over there, but you're going to take your time, but I'm going to be over here. If you change your mind, let me know. You should only let men in access to you who are on the same page as you. Now, it's easier said than done because you like the guy and you don't know exactly where the guy stands and you got to, figure that out. And okay, awesome. That takes time. I don't think it's something you should bring up right away because, again, the guy could be bullshit. You have no idea. But it goes with another thing I have here, which is number 2. His actions need to be lining up with his words. Women don't understand that let me put it a different way. Number 2 would be he says the things, but he doesn't follow through in terms of actions and resources. His words do not mean, his words can mean a lot of things, okay? Because words are so direct. There's no other way to decipher it besides, if I say I like you, I like you. But it's substance. Okay, it's there. I said it, but how much substance does it have? And that's usually based on the resources that back it up. So if a guy says, I like you, but his actions are not showing, that I like you, which is he's not respecting you, he's not consistent, he's not investing his resources, and things like that, then there's a problem. But again, like I just said with number 1, a lot of women will justify, not qualify the guy. They will listen to this, and they'll be like, well, he said, why? Guys, happens all the time. I have clients come to me. Now I'll give a list on reasons why this is a problem, and she would say, well, then why did he tell me he liked me? I don't know. Why do you think he did? What? It's so I could be sitting on the toilet texting you that I like. It's so easy to do, and men know it's low effort. And men know that women justify, so they're going to hold on to it in hopes that things change, because hope is such an anchor, right, that keeps people ashore. And guys just take advantage of it. So if he says it, great. I'm not saying deny him, just take it with a grain of salt. If it does not match up with his actions, it doesn't mean shit. I don't care if he looks at you straight in the eyes and says he loves you. If his actions do not line up with it, he's bullshitting you. He's putting himself in a position to lose you, but there's no urgency, there's no threat. You like him so much that you're not going anywhere. So guess what? He doesn't have to invest these resources. He's just going to say it. And women fall for it every freaking time. Another one is, number 3 is flaking. Pretty self-explanatory, but if a guy flakes on you once, depending on what you mean as flaking, like if you were to go on a date and you're at the date and he doesn't show up, that's a problem. But if you had plans and then the day of he says, oh hey, I can't do it because something comes up, it's a complete bullshit effing lie. It's a complete, yeah, guys might actually have valid excuses, but come on, man. It's so, I guess you just got to look at it from a coach's perspective. I can't tell you how many clients, again, have come to me and I've seen this happen to the point where it's like a ritual. It's so common that it just can't be coincidence. It happens so much. So if he does it the first time, this is why I say, give him the benefit of the doubt. Don't play no game. A lot of people think this is a game of man versus woman, which the game is a game, but it's not. You have to be win-win. It's not me versus you. Okay, it's not you versus me. It's not lose-win, win-lose, lose-lose. It's win-win. Okay, give the guy the benefit of the doubt if he's been a decent guy up till now. Okay, but if he does it again, you gotta say no, dude, and you gotta make him bust his effing ass to get back to you. Make him bust his ass, because you know why? The reason he flaked you in the first place is because he thought he can get away with it. And the reason guys do what they do to women is 2 reasons. They think they can get away with it, and because you let them. If you let them, that's a problem. First time, give the guy the benefit of the doubt. You don't know. But if he does it a second time, cut his ass loose. That is not acceptable. That is not okay. You literally lower your standard when you keep these guys around. So, what else do I have here? Number 4 is what I call standstill attraction, which is, I talk about it, I know I talked about it before, but attraction is created through, I used to talk about this a lot in my older videos, escalation, progression, moving forward. That's how attraction is built. It's an accelerator, right? It has a snowball effect. When you're going with it, when you're going with the momentum, everything's great. A lot of people think, oh, at least I'm not falling behind, so he still likes me. No. If you're content, if you guys are content and you're standstill, that's a problem. Why? 2 reasons. A guy who truly likes you will want to move forward, number 1, so that's just common sense. And 2, a lot of guys they stay in the middle to have their cake and eat it too. It's like, okay, well, I'm not burning the bridge with her, so I can still get these benefits, but I'm not moving forward, and telling her I want a relationship, because that's what I don't want. But if we could just stay right here and she fucking falls for it, great, awesome. Do not handle that, okay? That's why I'm a big believer in around the 6 to 8 dates. You should be progressing, moving slowly forward, and then you should say something. Hey, dude, what's up? We've been talking for 6 dates. I'm not going to waste my time. What do you want? And if he doesn't want the same thing as you, he needs to take a hike. Okay? Simple as that. But a lot of women, they stick around because they have hope that things are going to change. And finally, number 5, sorry, I have it down here. When a guy says, well, let's see what happens. Or let's take it slow. No. Listen. Don't, when a guy says that, first off, you guys shouldn't even kind of have that conversation. But if he does say something like that, you need to come back with something a little stronger and say, hey, listen, I hear that 1,000 times. I'm not saying you're one of those guys, but I need to know a guy, or I need to get a guy who knows what he wants. I need a guy who knows what he wants. So if he says something like that, back out, okay? Doesn't mean he's a bad guy. I just feel like this guy is unsure, and you don't have time to waste, okay? Time is valuable. Okay, let me back up a little bit. I'm going to contradict myself here. Depending on when he says it, you could stick around, because I know people who have said it, myself included, and things have changed. But at the same time, depending on where, again, context is everything. Depending on where you're at, if a guy says something like that, you're just like, nah, dude. Like, I feel like he knows he's bullshitting you, and he's hoping that you take the bait, okay? So, that being said, ladies, those 5 things, do not settle for. Context is everything. I'm sure if I was talking to you on the phone and I heard your situation, I ought to give you different advice, but for the most part, context is everything. With that being said, I love you, take care, and peace.